Have you ever wanted to see a dinosaur in your lifetime? Well, I have good news for you. You can easily do that right now. All you have to do is walk outside and you'll probably see a few. So, in my video surrounding the "Is it a dinosaur" quiz filter, there was a few times where I was coming across a chicken or a penguin and I would say that it was a dinosaur, and I had a few comments stating how ridiculous that is, and so it's time to get some information out there. Birds are in fact dinosaurs. They are not just simply descendant from dinosaurs. They are genuinely 100% avian dinosaurs. There were some species of birds that lived during the time of the dinosaurs, and the whole group kind of just survived on into the modern day. They fall under the group of what is known as theropod dinosaurs. That includes dinosaurs such as Velociraptor, Spinosaurus, or of course the heavy hitter Tyrannosaurus Rex. But just because they don't look as, cool as something like this doesn't mean that they are any less valid or should get any less significant recognition, because honestly, animals today deserve just as much recognition as animals of the past, and that includes birds. So yes, this is a dinosaur. This is also a dinosaur. And this, looks like one to me. That one too. Oh yeah, can't forget this one. They're all dinosaurs. You can see as many dinosaurs as you want to today by going to a zoo or just simply looking outside. You will find plenty of dinosaurs. So were there any recognizable birds from the Cretaceous period? 100%. So of course what this comment's referring to is the kind of birds that lived alongside the dinosaurs. Birds are dinosaurs themselves, but they belong to their own little distinct group of theropod dinosaurs, making them pretty distinct from things like, a T-Rex. But there were some that are decently recognizable to what we perceive as birds today. There were actually two of them that were featured in Prehistoric Planet. First, you have the Hesperornis, which is a great little portrayal of the animal. Of course, Hesperornis is probably quite a bit different from what you might expect from birds today, given its huge size and of course its interesting features. But they also briefly showed Styginetta, which is kind of like the flamingo goose from the North America episode. And of course, these two are both birds that lived during the late Cretaceous period. But there was also Nanantius, which I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, which has a lot of very key bird features that we are used to seeing today. And this one that I'm not even going to try to pronounce because I would fail horribly. And that's only scratching the surface of just how many different species of birds existed at this time. Birds have been flying around for a long time, and they are today's living dinosaurs. Great question. So if there's anything that I've learned while knowing a lot about dinosaurs throughout my life, especially while being on this app, is that people absolutely refuse to accept the fact that birds are dinosaurs. And I think the reason for that is because they pretty much have their own kind of mental picture of what they think a dinosaur is. And it's typically something like this, or like this, or like that. And not usually something like this, or this, or this. And especially not something like these. And so with your question, how exactly do you convince them? Well, of course that varies from person to person. A lot of people just simply refuse to accept that a hummingbird can be called the same thing as a T-Rex. But what you can do is explain the reasoning behind it. Why are birds dinosaurs? Why do we consider birds among dinosaurs along with things like the T-Rex? Well, let's look at the various different attributes that they both share. Now, T-Rex is bipedal. Birds are also bipedal. And if we stick to that and look at their feet, those are essentially giant talons, and once you place them right next to a bird's foot, they look pretty much one-to-one. And what's this? A wishbone. Now, wishbones are actually big because wishbones are something that we thought were only specifically unique to birds until it was found in dinosaurs. T-Rex and even Velociraptor actually have wishbones of their own. Sticking with Velociraptor, Velociraptor also has hollow bones, much like birds. They just share a lot of attributes with theropod dinosaurs, which means that we can consider them a group of theropod dinosaurs. Not to mention that birds even lived in the Mesozoic, and I've said that several times before, but we have fossils of actual birds that lived alongside non-avian dinosaurs. And they themselves were dinosaurs, and of course their group ended up surviving into the modern day to where we have something like this, which is also considered a dinosaur. And it's really hard to convince someone of that. Of course, like I said, it varies from person to person. You can only do so much when you explain the reasoning behind these things, but that comparison with the T-Rex I think is probably the most sound, but again, it varies.